Hello everyone and welcome back to Reen English Channel. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm really excited about today's episode.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're talking about one of the most useful and practical topics for English learners, English at the workplace. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos.
Yes, whether you work in an office, a restaurant, a school, or even online, you need English to communicate clearly, confidently, and professionally.
That's right. A lot of people tell us they can speak English, but when it comes to meetings, emails, or workplace conversations, they freeze.
Exactly. So today, we're going to help with that. We'll explore real workplace situations, show how to speak naturally, and even do some role plays.
It's going to be a full, practical episode, kind of like a master class in workplace English.
Yes. So grab your notebook, a cup of coffee, and let's get started. Okay, let's start with something simple. Arriving at work and greeting your coworkers.
Good idea. I think that's one of the first things people do, and it sets the tone for the whole day.
Exactly. So, Jack, imagine you and I work in the same office. How would you greet me in the morning?
All right. In a cheerful tone, "Morning, Emma. How's it going?"
Nice and natural. I'd probably say, "Morning, Jack. I'm good, thanks. How about you?"
Perfect. It's friendly, not too formal. If it's a more professional environment, you could also say, "Good morning, Emma. How are you today?"
Yes, that's a bit more polite. And for people you don't know very well, that's usually better.
Absolutely. I think it's important to sound warm but professional. Not too casual, not too stiff.
Exactly. So, first lesson, tone matters. How you say things can make your English sound confident and approachable.
Now, Emma, something we do a lot at work is small talk, right?
Yes, those little conversations by the coffee machine or before meetings. They help you build relationships.
Right. It's not just about talking, it's about connecting. So let's show a quick example.
Okay, imagine we're at the office kitchen. You're getting coffee.
All right. Hey, Emma, how was your weekend?
It was great. I went hiking with some friends. What about you?
Nice. I stayed home mostly, caught up on some Netflix, needed a quiet weekend.
That's such a typical Monday conversation.
It is, but it's important. It builds trust and helps coworkers feel comfortable around you.
Yes, and small talk is also a great way to practice speaking English naturally. Short sentences, natural rhythm, real reactions.
Let's move to something more formal, meetings.
Yes, the famous workplace meeting. For many English learners, that's the most stressful part.
Absolutely. You have to listen carefully, understand different accents, and speak clearly under pressure.
Yes. So let's go through a typical meeting situation. Maybe a team update meeting.
Okay, I'll start. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today's meeting. Let's begin with a quick update on our current projects.
Then someone might respond, "Sure, I'll start. This week, our team finished the client proposal and we're waiting for feedback."
That's a great structure. Short, clear, and direct. You don't need fancy words, just professional tone.
Right. And if you want to agree or add something, you can say things like, "That's a good point," or "I'd like to add to that."
Yes. Or if you don't understand something, it's okay to say, "Sorry, could you clarify that?" Or "Could you explain that a bit more?"
Exactly. It's better to ask politely than to pretend you understand.
Now, let's talk about giving opinions, something we all do at work.
Yes, but it's also something that can sound rude if you don't use polite phrases.
Exactly. So, let's say we're discussing a new project idea.
All right. So, Jack, what do you think about launching the new product in March?
Well, in my opinion, March might be a bit early. Maybe we should consider April to allow more preparation time.
Nice. That's polite and clear. You didn't just say no, you gave a reason and offered an alternative.
Yes, it's all about the tone. You can also say things like, "I see your point, but," or "I agree to some extent, however."
Exactly. It shows respect for others' ideas even when you disagree.
Okay, let's move to another common situation, asking for help or offering help.
Yes. At work, you'll often need to ask colleagues to do something, and how you ask can really affect teamwork.
Right. For example, instead of saying, "Send me the report," you could say, "Could you please send me the report when you have a chance?"
Much better. It's polite, professional, and shows respect.
Exactly. And if you want to offer help, you can say things like, "Would you like me to help with that?" Or "Let me know if you need any support."
Yes, or even, "I can take care of that if you're busy." Small gestures like that make a big difference in workplace culture.
Totally agree. Now, not every day at work is smooth. Let's talk about handling problems like mistakes or conflicts.
Yes, this is a big one. People get nervous about admitting mistakes in English.
Right. But honesty and calmness always help. For example, if you made an error, you can say, "I realized there was a mistake in the report. I'll correct it immediately."
Perfect. You take responsibility, but stay professional.
Yes. Or if you disagree with a coworker, you can say, "I understand your perspective, but I have a slightly different view."
That's polite disagreement, not emotional, just professional communication.
Exactly. That's how trust grows in the workplace.
Okay, here's another tricky area: talking to your boss.
Ah, yes. People often feel nervous when speaking English with their manager.
Yes, but the key is confidence and respect. For example, when giving updates, you can say, "Here's the progress we've made so far."
Yes. Or if you need to request something, say, "Would it be possible to take a day off next week?" instead of just, "I want a day off."
Exactly. You show professionalism and politeness.
And when receiving feedback, try to stay positive, even if it's criticism. Say things like, "Thank you for the feedback. I'll make sure to work on that."
Yes, it shows maturity and willingness to improve.
Let's move to something that scares a lot of English learners: writing emails.
Oh, yes, the classic, how do I start and end my email question?
Exactly. So let's walk through a simple example.
Okay, let's say you're emailing a client. You might start with, Dear Mr. Johnson, I hope this message finds you well.
Then move to your May point. I'm writing to confirm our meeting next Tuesday at 10 a.m.
And you can end with, Please let me know if you need any additional information. Best regards, Emma.
That's perfect. Polite, clear, and professional.
Exactly. And remember, keep emails short and focused. People appreciate clarity.
Now, Emma, something I love about English at work is all the expressions people use, like let's touch base or we're on the same page.
Yes, native speakers use those all the time. For learners, it's important to understand them, even if you don't use them yet.
Exactly. It's part of workplace culture, the little phrases that make communication smoother.
Right. And when you start picking up those expressions naturally, that's when your English starts sounding confident and fluent.
Let's do a quick role play, Emma. You're the team leader, and I'm your colleague giving an update.
Okay, ready.
Morning, Emma. Just wanted to update you. The client review meeting went well yesterday. They're happy with the new proposal.
That's great news, Jack. Did they mention any changes or feedback?
They suggested we adjust the timeline slightly, but overall, they're satisfied.
Excellent. Thanks for handling that. Let's meet later today to go over the adjustments.
Sure thing. I'll bring the updated version by 3 p.m.
Perfect. That's a natural and polite exchange. Clear, respectful, and concise. Now, Jack, let's talk about remote work because nowadays many people work remotely.
Yes, meetings on Zoom, chatting on Slack, sending quick updates.
Exactly. And tone becomes even more important because people can't see your face.
Yes, adding simple words like thanks, please, or emojis can make your messages warmer and friendlier.
Totally. You don't want to sound like a robot in an email.
Exactly. A friendly tone goes a long way.
Jack, let's talk about confidence because so many English learners feel nervous at work.
Yes, and I understand why. You're using a second language, maybe surrounded by native speakers. It's intimidating.
Absolutely. But confidence doesn't come from perfect English, it comes from communication.
Yes, the goal is not to sound like a native, but to be understood clearly.
Exactly. And confidence grows with practice. Every meeting, every email, every conversation makes you better.
That's the mindset professionals need, growth, not perfection.
Another thing that's really important is understanding workplace culture.
Yes, in some countries, people are very direct. In others, they're more indirect and polite.
Exactly. Knowing that helps you communicate more effectively. For example, in English-speaking workplaces, people appreciate when you speak clearly but respectfully.
Yes, direct doesn't mean rude, it means you value people's time.
That's a great point.
Let's wrap up with a little motivation.
Yes, if you're listening and you use English at work, remember, it's okay to make mistakes.
Yes, mistakes are part of progress. What matters is consistency.
Right. Speak a little every day. Read your emails out loud. Listen to business podcasts. The more exposure, the faster you'll improve.
Exactly. Learning English is like building muscle. You don't get strong overnight, but if you train daily, you grow.
Beautifully said, Jack.
Thank you, Emma.
So, everyone, that's our deep dive into English at the workplace.
We hope you found it practical, inspiring, and useful for your daily communication at work.
Yes, remember, professionalism is not about big words. It's about clear, respectful, confident English.
Exactly. Speak with clarity, listen with patience, and you'll succeed anywhere.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
And we'll see you next time on the Lien English Channel.
Have a wonderful day at work, everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye.